Hey friends, Josh here. Listen to this. This week, I have partnered with my good friend Michael Dahlke to bring you a free training that's going to be amazing. Michael took his cleaning business from $60,000 in revenue to $5 million in only a few short years. We're calling our training this week the Ultimate Breakout Session. A breakout session is where you can go deep on something and learn the exact things you need to win. Now, both Michael and I had a lot of requests after the huge convention to really dig in deeper on the things that both of us talk about as speakers at the convention. So you can watch this for free. All you have to do is go to automategrowsell.com/breakout, or it's even easier if you do this, just send a text message breakout to 44222. So you send the word breakout, no spaces, just one word, to 44222, and I can meet you, provide huge value to you. You can listen to what Michael and I have to teach. It's going to be amazing. I'll see you soon. Hey everybody, thank you so much. We're on day 3 of a very special event, 5 days of podcasts really designed to motivate you and inspire you. It's a general recap of the keynote speech I gave at the huge convention in Washington, D.C. to hundreds and hundreds of people just like you. Got a lot of emails, a lot of messages and things and comments. People wanted to go a little deeper, so that's what we're doing here. And if you haven't listened to the first and the second podcast directly before this one, go back. It's going to be better to listen to them in order. It will make more sense. But I'm continuing my discussion on what I titled the executive mindset. And that was the title of my speech at the huge convention. And let me define what I mean by the executive mindset. Sometimes people don't like the word executive. They think of it as a big, evil, corporate, horrible person or something. But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about an Enron executive or Bernie Madoff or some jerk that screws people. I'm talking about the ideal executive, the guy that's selfless, the guy that's calm in a crisis, the guy that leads his family well, leads his team well, the guy who has all the answers. He's well-read, he's highly educated, he's sharp, he's focused, right? That guy, the guy who's got his crap together. So if you want to be like that guy, and you should, if you want to have a big, beautiful business, and you know what, maybe not big, but a beautiful business, a business designed to serve you and your family in whatever it is that you're trying to do, because there is no correct way to look at this. You don't need to have 25 trucks and do 10 million or whatever to be a winner. Whatever your why is for you and your family, whatever sets you up to live your purpose and your life's purpose, that is the business I'm talking about. And to have that, you have to have what I call the executive's mindset. And today we're going to talk about point number 4, point number 5, point number 6 from my speech. And point number 4, to dive right into it, is called think long term. Think long term. Now, this isn't a sexy thing. This isn't something where you go, oh man, I can't wait till I can think long term. How awesome is that? Like, that doesn't happen, but I want to tell you the truth. Good leaders play the long game. Great executives are patient. And look, I struggle big time with this. I mean, you ask my wife about my driving, especially in Costa Rica with the madness and the infrastructure and all the crazy people down there that can't drive good. I'm not the most patient person, but this is still a truth for your business. You need to wrap your head around this. And I want to tell you, did you know that there are Japanese and Chinese corporations? These are real businesses that have 500-year business plans. That is stinking amazing. That blows my mind. It seems a little crazy at first because you're like, well, come on. You don't know what's going to happen 20 years from now, let alone 500 years. But it's the mentality driving it that I like. It's the mentality behind it. I think it's amazing. And in modern Western culture, this is a tricky thing. I work with hundreds of people. I work with a lot of people. I get on the phone every week with people. I help them with their business. There's lots of people in my boot camp. And it's hard for me to get people to focus on something for 2 weeks, let alone 500 years, right? I mean, it's a tricky thing. It's a tricky thing. I mean, most people don't know what they're going to eat for lunch today, right? I don't know what I'm going to eat for lunch today, but with our business, we do have to start adopting a think long-term mindset. We really do. And look, when I was early in my business, I struggled really bad with this because I was living my life 7 days at a time, 24 hours at a time. I was spinning my wheels. I was living in fear. I had a scarcity mentality. Oh, if I don't get this next job, someone else is going to get it, and then I'm going to starve. If I don't get this next deal, I'm going to lose it forever. There's not enough work for everybody. And that's really not true at all. Today I have more of an abundance mentality. There is plenty of work for everybody. There are more things to do and more services to provide than you could ever provide in a lifetime. It's really the way that it is. But when I lived in panic and fear, I didn't think long term. But the deal is this: when you do think long term, if you can zoom out for 5 minutes and think about the end game, or even think about the next 12 months, what it does is it brings peace and stability to your business. At a minimum, it brings peace and stability to your own brain, because I know you're going crazy. I know you're stressing out. You're wondering what the future holds, but you cannot build a realistic plan to achieve what you want unless you zoom out and think long term. It's absolutely essential. Why do so many businesses, and I've done this, why do so many of us, we don't market our services? We don't really sell and market until our phone stops ringing. Once the phone stops ringing, then we go, holy crap, I gotta do some, direct mail. I gotta do a phone campaign. I gotta do this. I gotta do that. I gotta sponsor that T-ball team, right? Like, we're just grasping at straws. Why do we wait until we're really fat and overweight and feel like crap before we say, you know what, I should probably be healthy. I should probably go for some runs. Should lift some weights, go for a swim. Why do we do that? Why do we wait until our kids are teenagers and they're in serious trouble? Why do we wait until that happens to stop what we're doing, be intentional, and make the time to engage with them and to connect with them and to try to figure out what the heck is going on? Why do we wait until the crisis to take action? It is the wrong way to live. Another good example for businesses is we wait until our very best employee, someone whom you might be undervaluing today, someone you might be taking for granted today. Why do we wait until that person takes another job with another company, leaving a huge gaping hole in your business? Why do we wait to really connect with them, to know what their wife's name is, to know what their dreams are, to know what their fears are, to figure out why they come to work in the first place? Are they trying to buy that first house? Are they trying to pay off some credit card debt that stresses them out, student loans? What makes them tick? Why don't you know it now? And if you do, good for you. It's freaking awesome. Every year in the United States, I talked about this at the convention, there's millions of people that have a panic attack at exactly the same time. I think this is hilarious. And the reason these millions of people have a panic attack, and it's always in the month of December, is because Christmas is here. And this is what the people say. They say, since when was Christmas in December? Holy smokes, how am I going to buy presents? This totally snuck up on me, right? Like, I've done this, you've done this, come on. But in our business, the same principle holds true. I mean, there's seasons, there's ebbs and flows, there's ups and downs, busy times, slow times, good ones, bad ones. There's a time to hire, a time for taxes. Look, this stuff is coming. And to perform as an executive, which is my, idea I'm trying to implore you to do, to really start winning, you have to think long term. Plan for the upcoming slowdown now. Get organized and ready for the next round of hiring you need to do now. We need to be more strategic like those Chinese companies, okay? So point number 5 of having the executive mindset is to optimize your systems. Now, this is not a fun term. You thought the last one was boring. This one really turns people off. They're like, oh, I don't want to optimize my system. I mean, that's like the nerdiest thing you could ever say, right? So don't go to sleep on me because, listen, I have a secret. I want to tell you. This is the deal. Now, many of you that listen to this podcast, you may have heard the episode that I did with Michael Kaplan. Michael took a carpet cleaning business. He actually bought this business originally. I think it did $600,000 in revenue, right? Well, you fast forward less than 10 years later, it does $17 million in revenue. I can promise you that kind of stuff doesn't happen by accident. And for some of you, you might be thinking, oh, well, he started with a $600,000 business. He had a huge advantage. Are you kidding me? I mean, he created 16 million more dollars in business in less than 10 years. Like, he knows stuff. The guy's super sharp. You should go back and listen to the episode when you have time. But this is what he said. This is what he said in regards to optimizing your systems. And this was a mind bomb moment for me when he said it, because it's so true. It was like like my brain was exploding. Like, oh my gosh. This is what he said. He said, your business right now, today, is already 100% fully and totally systemized. And what happens is that people say, Josh, I'm too small to work on systems. Josh, maybe I can do that next year. Hey, Josh, when's the right time for me to look at systems? But you're not understanding. You see, your business is already systemized. This is crazy, huge information. Every single thing that happens in your business, every dollar you make or don't make, everything that you do inside your business is perfectly calibrated today to give you exactly the results today that you're getting today. I hope that makes sense. I really do. If you're not making enough money, you're not a victim. The universe didn't screw you. You're not making enough money because the way that you run your business, your current systems, are not calibrated correctly. So when I say to have an executive mindset, you need to optimize your systems, what I'm saying is you need to look at what you're already doing and figure out where the gaps are, the holes are, where the broken parts are. For example, if you do work for a customer, and after you're done and you take their money, you complete that single transaction, if you don't follow up with them ever, if you don't re-engage them, remind them of their next appointment, send them a thank you card, send them an email a week later saying, hey, can you leave us a review? Can you do this? Give us a referral, whatever. If you're not doing that, and I know most of you don't do this, you do have a system. You have a zero-touch follow-up system. It's like, that's a crappy system. Come on. Especially when you're small, we focus on the transactional value of that one transaction. We're like, oh, I got a $300 thing. I got to do it. They're happy. I got my $300. And then we go hunting for the next $300 thing. You're missing out big time. It's the value of the lifetime of the relationship with that customer where the real money is. The 12 referrals you're going to give you over the next 36 months. The 5 other services and transactions they're going to contract with you to do. But if you're not following up, you have a zero-touch follow-up system. And that's a major problem, right? So look, the key to behaving like a high-level executive is to create the space for yourself to actually look at all of the stuff I'm talking about. You see, there's all these moving parts inside your business. And when I was on the stage at the convention, I compared it to a box. I think Michael Gerber talks about this. It's like there's this big box and it's full of gears, and the gears are turning, and maybe they're oiled, maybe they're greased, maybe they're not. But you look at your business like a box full of moving parts, and most of us never even step outside of the box to even look at it. But you're doing all kinds of stuff right now that's probably not optimized correctly. It's probably not the very best it could be. You might look at your box and there's all kinds of parts laying on the ground, on the floor of the box, and you're like, God, I don't even know where these go, right? So you have to create this space for yourself to think, to look at this stuff. And you do so much stuff. Look, I know you work hard. I know you do. I get it. I lived it. But the question you need to ask yourself is, are you currently getting exactly the results that you've always wanted? If you're not, we need to look at optimizing your systems. And really all that means is that you tweak and you pivot and you adjust things. How can you serve your clients better? How can you serve your employees better? How can you convert a higher number of sales for a higher average ticket? How can you move closer to your end goal, to the thing that you want more than anything? That is what optimizing a system really is. You really need to think of yourself as a tinkerer. But I can already hear you now. You're like, Josh, I don't have time to tinker. I don't have time, man. You don't understand, Josh. I'm so stressed out. It's dark and I'm still doing estimates and you don't get it. But listen, I do get it because I did that. It's freaking hard. I understand. I'm not taking away the fact that exists. I get that some of you are numb, you're tired, you're stuck, your business is flat. I know that it's so hard, but you got to hear me, okay? You cannot afford to continue living this way. You can't. You cannot afford to do it. It's way too costly. You have to find a way to work on the things that I'm talking about here if you have any chance of building something really special. And look, there's so many tools. Like, there's so many tools to help you. There's so much free stuff. This podcast is amazing. People could pay thousands of dollars in consulting from me, and they've done it. People pay me $5,000, and I'll fly in, and I'll work with them for a few days and go through their systems. And then I leave and shake their hand, and they're happy they did it. And they say, that was worth every penny and more. But look, you're getting this for free. This is the same type of stuff that I would teach someone in person. But you got to understand how powerful the info is, and you have to apply it. There's so many free courses. I mean, even for me, I have the growthvault.com. Most of you are in there. There's also a Facebook group for the Growth Vault. It's free. It's free. There's webinars, teachings, workshops, interviews with other people with million-dollar businesses that started with nothing. You can consume all the information you want. You can listen to every podcast episode I have. You can join the boot camp. You can give me, $1,500. You can do all this stuff. None of it matters if you do not create the space for yourself to actually implement this stuff. It really doesn't. A lot of people are perpetual learners, but they don't ever apply the stuff. So push pause, take a weekend off, get a whiteboard, take a notebook or a journal, and start figuring out where you can optimize your systems. You got to make it a top priority and start tinkering with stuff. So, okay, let's keep moving here. I'm passionate. Point number 6 is to go deep, not wide. This is a big deal too, because the people I work with, the people I read, the posts they put in the Growth Vault and all that, many people, they want more money. And hey, everybody wants more money, right? But they think that to get more money, they need to offer more stuff. They say, hey, I need more money. I'm going to offer Christmas light installation. I need more money. I'm going to offer lawn care services. I need more money. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And the thing is that you're tricking yourself. And I've been deceived. I fell into this trap myself. To make more money, you do not need to offer more services. When you do that, you're going wide. And what you need to do to win is you need to go deep. So I'd rather be a mile deep and 1 inch wide than be a mile wide and 1 inch deep. So look, what do we do? Some people think, hey, I got to buy that new piece of equipment. Surely if I buy that $15,000 trailer mounted soft wash, whatever, 8 gallon a minute thing with the truck mounted, whatever, I buy the water fed pole. That's what I need. That'll save me, right? That's going to make my business. No. That's not what fixes your business. In fact, I have a great story. I remember when I bought my first water-fed pole. I started off in window cleaning, ended up adding pressure cleaning, and then later we did roof cleaning. Very, very profitable stuff. But in the beginning, I had $6,000 saved up. I think I might even borrowed part of this from my parents because I didn't have all of it. But I had this pile of money, and I held it in my hands, and I petted it, and I sniffed it. And I was like, oh, how you doing, $6,000? It's so nice to see you. And I was excited because I was going to buy this system. So I spent the money. I placed the order. And a week later, or however long it was, they shipped me all this stuff. And I had the RO system, the DI system, all this equipment to purify the water so that when you clean the windows, it's perfect and it dries spot-free. And I got a 46-foot carbon fiber pole, telescoping pole, and you could clean like 3 stories from the ground. It was amazing. And I spent 2 days hooking the stuff up, strapping it down to my truck, connecting the hoses, connecting the thing. And I cleaned my windows 2 or 3 times. I went across the street. I cleaned my neighbor's windows. I drove down the road, went to my mom's house. I cleaned her windows. I was fired up. Here's the problem is it took me several weeks to realize, oh God, Josh, what have you done? What have you done, Josh? You see, what I did is I let my shiny object syndrome, for us guys, we love shiny objects. We think equipment's really cool. I let it trick me. And I finally realized, holy crap, my phone isn't ringing. I don't have jobs to go to. And me having this piece of equipment is useless. No one knows I exist. No one's hiring me to do stuff. And in this piece of equipment that I bought, and usually is the case with any equipment any of us buy, it's a way for us to enhance or multiply our time or save time when we're doing jobs. But if your business is small and it's sporadic and you're not making a lot of money and your foundation's not laid, this stuff does not help you. It makes it worse. And it was such a painful thing. And really, when I look back, I had two choices. I could have took that money. I could have invested it in my own personal development. I could have bought business books and read interesting things from business people. But, that's not sexy. I don't want to do that. It's like, ew, no. But when the alternative choice of, hey, buy a big, shiny, awesome thing was presented to me, it was like, well, heck yeah, I'm going to pick that every time, right? This was a rookie mistake. It was a big error. And I didn't have the clarity at the time to understand this. I really didn't. And I don't want you to misunderstand me because, like I said, in the future, when we did pressure cleaning and roof cleaning, they were wildly profitable for us, okay? But when you go wide rather than deep, and you do that from a position of weakness because you're scared and your business isn't working, your business isn't growing, that's what creates the problem. If your phone isn't ringing right now with your core service, whatever you offer, please explain to me why it would start ringing because you have this big fancy truck-mounted, trailer-rigged, whatever. It won't. It just won't. The problem for most small businesses is that they have a broken model. They have a broken model. And if you run more services through a broken model, it doesn't fix anything. It creates a disaster. And you, as the executive, you need to first find a way to win in what you're very best at today. So going deep, when I talk about going deep, the deal is this. You need to specialize in something, and you need to dominate at something. This is the same reason that a brain surgeon makes many, many multiples more personal income than a general practitioner doctor does, right? Because being a specialist equals more money, and being a generalist equals more disappointment. And I'm not just talking disappointment for you. I'm talking about for your customers, because you can't be awesome at 32 different things at the same time. You just can't. Look, I saw a flyer once. I was at a party store in Michigan, okay? I was at a party store, and I saw this flyer, and this flyer was a total disaster. Now, I'm not a graphic artist myself, so I'm not beating up on the guy because his graphic arts were bad, but it looked like 1998 Microsoft clip art, like threw up and vomited on this piece of crappy computer paper that he printed on his desk jet. They didn't even have that then. It was awful. But I grabbed this flyer with a smile on my face, and I'm like, oh man, I got to read this thing. So I go sit in my car, and I'm reading it, and I kid you not, this is the services that the guy was offering on his flyer. Ready? He was offering lawn care services, window cleaning services, tree trimming services, pressure cleaning services, gutter cleaning services, sprinkler repair services, landscaping, deck staining, pool cleaning, housekeeping, dog walking, and babysitting services. It's ridiculous. I was laughing my butt off. I couldn't believe it. And the last two I added is as a joke, the dog walking and the babysitting. Okay, that's not true. Those weren't on there. I was trying to be funny. Maybe I failed. I think I succeeded, though. But if I called this guy, if I called the number at the top of this flyer and said, hey, hi, I saw your flyer. I'm looking to get a quote for dog walking and babysitting services. Trust me when I say this guy, he was giving me a quote, okay? This guy was definitely giving me a quote. And if you can't learn to say no to the things that you currently suck at, you're going to flounder. I know it's a temptation. We used to get offers all the time. Hey, can you stain my deck? Hey, can you do this? And it's like, well, we could. Oh, you want to give us money? Okay, sure. It's always a mistake. Go deep rather than wide. And then later, from a position of strength, when your business model is working, not perfect, but when it's working, you have a good foundation, you can launch, additional add-on services from a position of strength. And then it's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing. So look, that's it, guys. Okay. I hope you're getting value out of this. I mean, I am excited to talk about this because this is life-changing stuff if you apply it. And I want to invite you to something incredibly special. This week with Michael Dahlke, I'm doing a special breakout session on the internet. You can watch it live. Me and him are going to deep dive into these things, how to grow your business fast. Michael taught at the huge convention. He had I think the largest attended breakout session. I'm not sure. There's people sitting on the floor. People were everywhere taking notes. Michael is a very sharp guy, and he took a business from $60,000 in revenue to $2 million in less than 4 years, and then to $5 million a few years after that. Very, very smart guy, good friend of mine. We're going to co-host a webinar, a teaching, a training. We're calling it the Ultimate Breakout Session. So if you're missing the huge convention, here's your chance to get one more session of gold nuggets. And because of the response we had, we're excited to do it. We're going to have hundreds of people on here live. It's totally free. Click the link, wherever you're listening to this at. There'll be a link somewhere. If you can't find one, just go to quicktalkpodcast.com and you'll find one there, or go to automategrowsell.com. But that's it. Sign up. If you're feeling really warm and fuzzy right now, go to iTunes while you're thinking about it right now and leave me a review for this podcast. It's hugely beneficial to me. I know it's a pain for you, but I am giving you a virtual high five right now if you have the kindness in your heart to do that, because it's annoying and it will take you 4 minutes, and you'd probably rather watch the Olympics or whatever's going on right now. So listen, I get it. I appreciate all of you. I'm going to talk to you tomorrow. We got a lot more coming. Go back if you haven't listened to the other episodes in regards to this topic, this special 5-day series. And until next time we talk, take care and God bless.
Hey, thanks for hanging out, friends. And from all of us here at the Quick Talk Podcast team, we hope you loved today's show. We hope that you were inspired to become a doer and not just a listener. Apply what you've heard today in your own business and watch things change for the better. Lastly, remember that all the money in the world can't save your soul. Seek first the kingdom of God, my friends. We'll see you next time.
For more information about the Quick Talk Podcast or Joshua's other businesses, visit our website, quicktalkpodcast.com. Have a blessed day.